rides in fast with a mic in hand, boots on the ground, he's taking a stand. Talking top ropes and a steel cage fight, Dr. Love's bringing passion every Saturday night. From Nashville bars to the squared up stage, he's calling out legends, flipping the page with a cowboy hat and a wild red heart. He's been loving wrestling from the very start. Yeah. He's Dr. Love, the American cowboy, taking down hate and bringing the joy. From pile drivers to a power bomb kiss, ain't nothing sweeter than a suplex bliss. Red, white, and boots of flame. Aaron loves wrestling, riding that fame. He's breaking the rules, but he's always true. This cowboy's heart bleeds red, white, and blue. Turn up the heat when the lights go low. He's calling matches like a rodeo show with a rebel soul and a wild man's grin. If you step to the mic, you ain't gonna win. He's got love for the stories and love for the fight. Late night talks under neon lights. He'll walk that line between rough and refined. Dr. Love's got a lariat and a mastermind. Yeah, he's Dr. Love, the American cowboy, running on passion, not just a ploy. With fire in his voice and truth in his eyes, he's calling it live where the legend lies. Red, white, and boots of flame. Aaron loves wrestling, riding that fame. From the buckle to the brawl, he stands so tall. Dr. Love's here to give it his all. So raise your glass to the rebel host, to the cowboy doctor we all love most. From heartbreak heels to fan favorite cheers, he's been riding with wrestling for all these years. Dr. Love, the American cowboy. This ain't just a show, it's a power bomb blow. He rides in fast with a mic in hand, boots on the ground, he's taking a stand. Talking top ropes and a steel cage fight, Dr. Love's bringing passion every Saturday night. From Nashville bars to the squared up stage, he's calling out legends, flipping the page with a cowboy hat and a wild red heart. He's been loving wrestling from the very start.
Lights go down, the bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth,
talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best. Aaron loves wrestling, feel that heat. Every finish.
How's it going, all my wrestling lovers? This is the Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast, and I am Dr. Love, also known as the American Cowboy Aaron. And here I'm talking about All Elite Wrestling, AEW. That's right. We had AEW Dynamite last night. I didn't get to do my watch along, but I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm going to talk about AEW Forbidden Door because Forbidden Door just got even bigger. And I also want to address the haters in the room, to all those that want to talk negative and hate on AEW. We'll talk about that in tonight's episode. Thank you for everyone who joined me tonight. Thank you for everyone who is watching, supporting me. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for future episodes. Again, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So hit that subscribe button every single time. Thank you. Share this, share my YouTube channel, share this podcast, get it out there. I'm trying to hit 1,000. If y'all can help me, thank you very much. What's up, Alex? How's it going? Thank you for the subscription. Talking AEW. Again, everybody, you can chime in with your thoughts, what you think of the show, what you think of Forbidden Door. But first, let's get through Dynamite, then we'll talk about Forbidden Door. So the show kicks off with Hangman, Adam Page, and MJF promo segment. And I really love this promo segment. Hangman, Adam Page, and MJF bring out the best in one another. They're one of the greatest rivalries in wrestling history, in my opinion. MJF is probably one of the greatest heels in professional wrestling history. Hangman Adam Page is really great, and he has done really well since becoming AEW World Champion. This whole year has been a career changer for Hangman Adam Page. From the redemption story, from the build, from the beginning of the year all the way up to All in Texas to now, the aftermath from All in Texas has just been great for Hangman Adam Page. And I myself love it because he's my favorite AEW wrestler. As you can see, I got the Hangman merch. I got the picture with him. I love Hangman Adam Page. No matter what, Hangman's going to be my top AEW wrestler of all time. But Hangman and MJF exchange their words back and forth, and I really love how Hangman countered MJF in this promo, and especially the Seabiscuit line. MJF kept calling Hangman Seabiscuit. He's been calling him Seabiscuit for the past couple months, and then Hangman hit him with it tonight. You know what's the funny thing about Seabiscuit? You know how it ends, right? Well, he won. And that's true. So Hangman dropping that line on MJF to me was great. It was the mic drop moment. Then you had Hangman go MJF into cashing in his contract. And that contract he can cash in anytime he wants. But Hangman talked him into cashing that in. And basically told him he didn't have the guts, he couldn't do it, he couldn't beat him. But MJF then MJF caved in, and now he cashed in his contract for the AEW World Championship. And the look on his face after he agreed and said it, he was like, "Oh man." So now we got at Forbidden Door, MJF versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. And again, I just love this segment. I love this segment for Hangman and for MJF. It was a great promo all the way through with Hangman and MJF. And they're, again, one of the greatest rivalries in professional wrestling history. Hangman and MJF are great. They bring out the best one another. They are great talent for AEW and the top two talent, in my opinion, in AEW. Alex said Dynamite was impressively wonderful. MJF versus Adam Page is going to be a war. That is right. And AEW Dynamite was impressive. It was really great. I enjoyed last night's show, and I can't wait for AEW Forbidden Door. Can't wait for a Collision. I just, AEW this whole year has been great. It has been one their best year in a while, probably the greatest year in my opinion since 2021. Probably, in my opinion, better. And AEW this year they've been putting on great stories. They've been putting on great matches, character development, creating superstars, and you can't deny that because WWE signed about 3 or 4 of them over there, so you can't deny that. AEW is rising and getting better and better and better, and they are going to be they're going to remain the number 2 wrestling promotion regardless of what anybody says. So now we go into Jon Moxley versus Kevin Knight. Jon Moxley versus Kevin Knight was a phenomenal match. I enjoyed this match from beginning to end. The wrestling, the psychology in the ring, when they took it outside the ring. I loved this match all the way through. And then after the match, we had Will Ospreay come back, shockingly, when he was just talking about a few weeks ago about his neck injury and said he would be back for Forbidden Door, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of people who are thinking his neck injury is legitimate, I don't think it is. I think it's just all work to build the story. I really do not believe Tony Khan and even the medical team will allow especially of Will Ospreay caliber, their top star in the company, right up there with Hangman and MJF. Honestly, do not believe deep down in my heart that he would be on the Forbidden Door card if his neck was legitimately injured as he said it was. I seriously don't believe that. I'm not saying he doesn't have any injury. I'm not saying he didn't injure it, but what I'm saying is that, I've seen people out there saying it's ridiculous that he is being thrown into the steel cage match and he just recovered from a neck injury. I'm praying nobody in this cage match gets injured. But the price of professional wrestling are injuries. It is unavoidable. It don't matter if it's in a steel cage match. It don't matter if it's in a regular match. I've seen wrestlers get injured in a regular match compared to wrestlers who wrestles in these Extreme Rules matches and these hardcore matches. You don't hardly see them get injured. So it doesn't matter what the match is. Wrestlers get injured. That's just the price of the game. That's just one of the sacrifices that they make, and they know it. But they do it anyway, and they love it, and they do it for our entertainment, for the fans. And I have high respect and everything for the professional wrestlers who perform for us on a weekly basis in professional wrestling and put their bodies on the line for us. That's why it irritates the mess out of me when I have people go on and call it fake and etc. I hate it because wrestling, the injuries are real. But there are times where it is a work to build a story. And that's why I think with Will Ospreay that this is what this is. So Will Ospreay comes out and he helps fight off the Death Riders. So we got Darby Allin as well to come out. So we had Darby Allin and Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight and Jet, Speed standing tall. And then we got the match that's going to be set up at Forbidden Door, which we'll talk about later. Next, we have Mercedes Moné, Tekla, Sky Blue versus Alex Windsor, Queen Amanada, and Willow Nightingale. And here's my opinion on Willow Nightingale. Oh, JCW versus GCW starting soon. It's on YouTube. Oh, I'm going to check that out. But here's my opinion on Will Nightingale. She is a really great talent, one of the best in AEW on the women's division. And I honestly wholeheartedly believe deep down she should be the one to defeat Mercedes Moné for that AEW TBS championship. Um, to me, she's the right one for the job. If Alex Windsor doesn't do it at Forbidden Door in this Fatal 4-Way, I think this Fatal 4-Way is probably one of the ways for Tony Khan to get the belt off of Mercedes Moné, and where she doesn't have to take the pin. I think it might be Alex Windsor that does win this Fatal 4-Way match and win the TBS championship without Mercedes Moné taking a pinfall. That's what I think, and I honestly believe Athena will probably defeat Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. We'll get to a little bit more of that later in the AEW Forbidden Door pay-per-view. But this was a good match for the women. Solid women's tag team match. Some high-flying action here, and they all, the women in the women's division in AEW, they got so much talent. They're great, and they put on great matches. And in my opinion, we need to see more of women's wrestling in AEW. We need a women's pay-per-view for AEW. Tony Khan, if you're listening, if you ever come across this episode, AEW women's pay-per-view, and call it All Elite Women. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. The AEW women's division is so loaded right now with so much talent. We need an AEW women's pay-per-view. All Elite Women. Tony Khan, listen. Please make it happen. We can have some amazing matches down the card, titles, maybe even introduce the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. I mean, it needs to happen. We got so much talent in the women's division for it not to happen. This was a really solid match, in my opinion, with Windsor getting the pin and Windsor Nominato Willow defeat Tekla, Sky Blue, and Mercedes Moné by submission. Not the pin, sorry. Windsor gets the submission and they win. And I love the beginning of this to where the Triangle of Madness was doing the thing in the center of the ring. Mercedes Moné said she thought it was a prayer circle. I thought that was funny. Next, we got Cope versus Stokely, and I thought this match was hilarious because we have, because Stokely, he's great. And Cope and Stokely doing this in the ring, and then Stokely hitting Cope with that spear, and then Cope was just like stood there like it was nothing. I thought it was funny. This match was fun. This match was a good match. Cope wins by disqualification. FTR comes out, and FTR comes out, and they all attack, along with Kip Sabian as well, and Nick Wayne. They start attacking Cope, and out comes Christian Cage. And I want to comment on this about Cope and Christian Cage. Christian Cage helps Cope out, and then at the end, Christian Cage and Cope hug each other out. And I want to talk about this because people online have said this is rushed. They said that Cope and Christian, the storyline and everything was rushed. It wasn't rushed. Okay. When was AEW? When was AEW All In Texas? A month ago. Okay. How long has Cope been battling with not only FTR but the Death Riders all by himself? Christian Cage having the fallout with the family, the patriarchy. Everything has been building up. How much more time do you need to build this up? And not only that, we had the hug, but if you look at the face on Christian Cage, he still wasn't all into it. So there's still some build here. We get Forbidden Door next week. Who knows how this tag team match is going to go down? If they're going to win, if they're going to lose. And if they lose, how's that going to affect going into All Out? Because All Out's in Canada, they're home. I honestly believe that it's going to lead to Cope and Christian reuniting as a tag team, and they're going to compete probably for the tag team titles. It was on Dynamite Download podcast, and Mindrunner suggested that it would be Hurt Syndicate, FTR, and Cope and Christian in a TLC match at All Out for the AEW World Tag Team titles. I think that would be a great thing to do. Have Hurt Syndicate retain the titles at Forbidden Door, hold it a little bit while longer. Then at All Out, you get Christian Cage and Cope winning the tag team titles in a triple threat TLC match, and having one last tag team title run with the AEW World Tag Team titles. That's what that would be a great idea. If that doesn't happen, then have FTR win the tag titles at Forbidden Door, and it leads to FTR versus Cope and Christian for the tag team titles, to where they win it in Canada, and we have the home, sweet moment with them in Canada winning the tag team titles. So next we have the 8-man tag team match. We had the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, teaming up with Matt and Nick Jackson, which I thought the entrance was hilarious. And I love this build with the Young Bucks. They lose their EVP status and they just start, and they go to this jobber type thing. And I love this because it's a story. And many people say AEW don't tell stories, but they do. They tell stories in and out the ring. AEW tells stories. You just gotta watch and pay attention each and every week. I don't see what you don't want when you watch AEW. I don't understand why a lot of people don't see the stories that take place on AEW on a weekly basis. They got great matches as well on top of that. AEW tells great stories. There's some that they're not so great. There's some that are okay, or they're not good at all. But I can say the same about TNA. I can say the same about WWE. But in the end, AEW, they tell good stories. They tell really good stories in the ring. I mean, we just had a year-long build of Hangman Adam Page winning All in Texas. And now we're having the story build with MJF for the world title. Then we had the story now, and it's also been going on all year with Christian Cage and Cope for them to reunite and the build towards it. We had the story of even Kyle Fletcher winning the TNT Championship. We had the story of Swerve and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks with the EVP status on the line. AEW has so many good stories that goes on in the ring. We had the Darby Allin story of coming back and just making Jon Moxley wife a living hell in AEW. We have stories in AEW. So I don't understand people and their mindset saying that. This was a good match, 8-man tag team match. I enjoyed it all the way through. And the surprise partner for Brody King, Hologram, and Tomohiro Ishii, it was Hiromu Takahashi. Hopefully I said that right. If I didn't, please forgive me. From New Japan. If you don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, then you're missing out. New Japan Pro Wrestling is great. You have a lot of great talent in New Japan Pro Wrestling that we get to see on AEW. That's what I love about this AEW New Japan partnership, even with CMLL. We get to see the New Japan wrestlers. I watch New Japan, but been keeping up with the G1 tournament, which is going to conclude this weekend. And I think it's going to conclude in a magnificent way. It's going to be great. And this is what this is what upsets me about when I see people go on hang on AEW is because they don't understand where AEW comes from, what they get their inspiration from. Most of the wrestlers, where they come from New Japan and the strong style wrestling. They come from that side of professional wrestling. So they brought it here in the States with AEW, All Elite Wrestling. You got a whole mixture of talent with AEW. There's a mixture of talent. That's what I love about AEW is because you have the CMLL, the luchador style wrestling. You have the strong style wrestling. You even have the chain wrestling that goes on. I mean, you got different styles of wrestling in AEW, and that's what I love about AEW. This match was a really great match. Again, we have the Himuro, King, Hologram, and Ishii. They win and defeat Alexander, Fletcher, and Young Bucks. And then we got leading into AEW Forbidden Door, Himuro Takahashi versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship, which I think that's going to be a fun match as well. I think it's going to be really good. So next we got Swerve Strickland up, and he talks about his knee injury. He has been having a lingering knee injury, but he's not stepping down. He's going to continue. He's going to still challenge Okada at Forbidden Door. And Don Callis cannot interfere in this match, but I think it's good. So we'll see who wins at Forbidden Door. I still think it will be Okada winning and retaining the title. I honestly think Okada is going to drop the title to Takeshita, the Continental title, and then Okada probably will be the International Champion. Okada is a really great wrestler as well, one of the greatest to ever do it. So it's going to be fun to see this match with Swerve and Okada. And then next we got Samoa Joe, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata versus LFI, Rush, Beast Mortos, and Dralistico. And this match was also a really good match. I enjoyed this match all the way through as well. And I believe it will set up for a Trios title match with LFI, which LFI becoming AEW World Trios Champion will be the right move. They're a great Trios team, and I think they will be great to win those titles. And speaking of the Trios division, I love the Trios titles and I love the Trios division, but we need more Trios in the division, even if it means working with New Japan and because look at New Japan, they got a lot of factions over there for their titles, 6-man and all that. AEW doesn't have a lot of trios. I mean, you got Ops, you got LFI, you got Bang Bang Gang, but when Colton Gunn recovers from his injury, you got Bang Bang Gang, and I mean, you got the Don Callis family as well with the group. But that's Death Riders, but that's about it. You don't really have more to work with the Trios division. And I think AEW building the Trios division bigger, getting Trios, even getting more wrestlers from New Japan to work with that and to work with them to allow that title to even go over there and vice versa. They go on AEW as the Trios champions. I think that'll be a good working partnership. I think it'll be good for AEW in the Trios division. So that's my review of AEW Dynamite. And I thought it was a great show all the way down. I had fun watching it. I enjoyed it. And for those that didn't enjoy it and they want to make insults and criticize AEW, then my response to you is stop watching. Why are you going to watch a show for 2 hours and then go on your podcast for 3 hours and scream and rant and say it's not good and it's garbage when all you watch is you don't watch Collision and you make a joke out of Collision, a mockery of AEW Collision. You don't even watch TNA for that matter. There's many out there that are just for WWE. And then they watch AEW and they want to make all these jokes and criticisms about AEW when they hardly even watch wrestling. Same thing for New Japan. Does anybody, some of these podcasts, they don't watch New Japan. This is why they don't understand AEW a lot of times, because of New Japan. Watch New Japan. New Japan's great. I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. A lot of times I love it more than AEW and WWE. But AEW, they get so much criticism and so much hate for no reason when they're doing really great. And just because some people out there don't enjoy it, some podcasts out there don't enjoy it, and they go on their podcasts and talk about AEW in a negative way and say it's garbage and it's going to go down and blah, blah, blah. I hate that. I really do. WWE and AEW, they're all great. WWE and AEW and TNA, they're all doing great, in my opinion. I love AEW more this year. Way more. I love AEW. AEW's fun. I hope AEW has a show near me so I can go to another show. I'd love to go to Dynamite. I've been to a Collision, but I would love to go to a Dynamite. This time I want to get the full experience. I want to get the AEW experience, the pass, and maybe try to get some front row seats. I mean, I love AEW. So for those that are that get on your podcast to what I call clickbait criticism, just get people on there and just to rant with you and say, yeah, keep going. But you're not a wrestling fan. You're an entertainment fan. I love professional wrestling. I like seeing more professional wrestling on wrestling. I love WWE. I love what they give me. AEW, TNA, New Japan. It goes on. I just love professional wrestling. No matter what. So I love Dynamite. I thought it was a great, solid show. All the way down the line. So I can't wait for Collision. Can't wait for next week's Dynamite. And then I can't wait for Forbidden Door next Sunday, which I'll be doing a live watch along for that. I think Forbidden Door is going to be a fantastic show. So speaking of Forbidden Door, we got the card so far. We'll see what if any more matches get added next week in the next week. Next two shows of Collision and Dynamite, and next week's Collision. So right now we got the Lights Out Steel Cage match, which I'm wondering what the stipulation is going to be for that. I think the stipulation for that is going to be interesting to know because it's called Lights Out. Someone said online that it will be the only way to win is not submission or escaping the cages, that you got to knock your opponents out. What is it? One opponent? Is it all of them? They all have to be knocked out. So it'll be interesting to see what this stipulation is for a Lights Out Steel Cage match. Is it doing a steel cage in the dark? I don't know. Well, we will see next Sunday because you know how AEW likes taking out of the box, and that's one thing I love about AEW is that they do that, and when they do it, it turns out to be fun. The same thing goes for the Anarchy in the Arena. I thought that was great at Double or Nothing with the songs and everything, and everyone fighting. I just thought it was great. So we'll see how this Lights Out Steel Cage match. We got Kenny Omega and Ibishi returning, the Golden Lovers. Aaron loves wrestling, loves the Golden Lovers. But we got Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Darby Allin, Kota Ibushi, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, legendary New Japan pro wrestler and the president of New Japan. And then when his name was announced, last night on Dynamite, John Moxley's face just was like, really? Like him again? So You'll have that team going up against the Young Bucks, John Moxley, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd. And a lights out steel cage match. I think that match is going to be fun. It's going to be a great match to watch. And we'll see if that even opens the show. And if so, I think that'll be a fun way to open the show. We also got Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromu Takahashi. Probably said that first name wrong. If so, forgive me. But Takahashi versus Kyle Fletcher, I think this is going to be a really great and fun match as well. I think Kyle Fletcher is going to come out on top and retain the title. I think he's going to remain TNT champion for a little while longer. It would be great to even see maybe even Sammy Guevara come back and he wins the TNT championship. Maybe even see some others come up and win the TNT championship. Brody King, list goes on. There's a whole bunch of wrestlers that can be in this TNT title division, and I think we can build off that. But Kyle Fletcher is a great TNT champion. He's a great heel, great worker. I love Kyle Fletcher and watching him every week. I'm glad he's in AEW, and I honestly believe one day in the future, maybe next year, we'll see even Kyle Fletcher win the AEW World Championship. Because Kyle Fletcher, I mean, he's fantastic. He's great in the ring, his character work, development, everything. Kyle Fletcher is a star, the proto-star. So Kyle Fletcher is great, and I think he's going to retain this title at Forbidden Door. We also have Mercedes Moné versus Alex Windsor versus Paris Phone from CMLL, which I'm trying to think of who with Stardom is going to be. Someone from Stardom is going to be in this match, and we're going to have a four-way match for this title. I think, honestly, this is how we see Mercedes Moné drop the title because she doesn't have to take a pin here. I think this is how Mercedes Moné loses the TBS championship, and she will drop it to Alex Windsor. I think Windsor is going to win next week and win that title. So Mercedes Moné, Alex Windsor, Paris Phone, and whoever comes in from Stardom. Let me know who you think should represent Stardom in this match. Comment below. Let me know who you think is going to win with Kyle Fletcher and Takahashi, and even the lights out steel cage match with Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Darby Allin, Ibushi, and Tanahashi versus Young Bucks, John Moxley, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd, Death Riders. So let me know who you think is going to win that match. But who's going to represent Stardom? Let me know in the comments. But if Mercedes Moné doesn't lose this, if she keeps the title, as I stated before, I think Willow Nightingale should be the one to defeat Mercedes Moné and win the TBS championship. I think she's great. She's a great talent. And Willow Nightingale, again, should be the one to win the TBS championship and defeat Mercedes Moné. Next, we got Toni Storm versus Athena for the AEW Women's World Championship. Athena's cashing in that Casino Gauntlet that she won at AEW All-In. And I honestly think Athena's going to take the win here. She's going to be Ring of Honor and AEW Women's World Champion. I honestly do. I honestly believe Athena's going to win this match. And it's going to set up after Forbidden Door. It's going to set up Mercedes Moné versus Athena for the AEW Women's World Championship. This is why I think Moné does take the pinfall and lose the title. Or not, doesn't take the pinfall and lose the title. Somebody else take the pinfall. Alex Windsor is going to win, be the TBS champion. Then it's going to start Mercedes Moné going after the AEW Women's World Championship, which she will go against Athena for. That's what I think. It's going to lead to Athena versus Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. So I think Athena wins this match. Then we have the return of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Christian and Cope are reunited for now. Again, at the end of Dynamite, Christian Cage wasn't all in for the hug. No pun intended. Christian Cage wasn't all in for the hug. He wasn't too thrilled or anything. Christian Cage was kind of bitter of giving a hug, like he didn't want to. So it's hard for him to swallow his pride. So we'll see if they even cost them at Forbidden Door. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are jumping to conclusions of this is too soon and all that, but I think honestly, this pride issue with Christian Cage is going to cost uh, Cage and Cope at Forbidden Door, and Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian get the win here, and then it'll kind of build that frustration and lead to them building towards that at All Out, and maybe even uh, winning the titles at All Out with them completely reuniting, and you get that build for All Out of Christian and Cope, and maybe before that Wednesday night before All Out, you get Christian Cope finally clicking on the same page. Christian Cage swallows his pride, and he is all in on this for the AEW Tag Team titles, and we get one more run with Cope and Christian with Tag Team Championships. So that's going to be a fun match. Like I said, I got Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian winning due to Christian Cage and his pride, and I think that's going to cost them the match. Okada versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW Unified Championship. This is going to be an interesting match, but I got Okada retaining the title. I think Okada is going to retain. And again, we're going to get Takeshita, the one that's going to defeat Okada for the Continental Classic or the AEW Unified Championship, whichever it is. That's what I believe is going to happen with Okada and Swerve. Okada's going to win, and we're going to get the build for Takeshita when he returns from the G1 tournament. I think he's going to win that G1 tournament. That's my pick. We also got Heyman versus MJF. Oh, well, let's get to this. Collision. We'll find out who faces Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Championships. Probably going to be Nigel McGuinness. And if so, I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to win, but we're going to get a great match. It's going to be a fun match. I think it's going to be great. But yes, we get Hangman Adam Page versus MJF, and then we'll also find out on Wednesday who will face Hurt Syndicate for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I think it's going to be FTR, and determine. And I think it's going to be Hurt Syndicate. No, I think it's going to be FTR winning, and then we're going to get Cope and Christian for those AEW Tag Team titles. That's what I'm thinking we're going to get. I think they're going to win in their hometown. Now we get to Heyman and MJF. This is interesting because I'm wondering where this is going to go. I really hope Heyman doesn't lose. I really don't. I hope he continues to be world champion. I hope he doesn't have where MJF wins this match. Nothing against MJF, but Heyman Adam Page needs to win this match and continue his run with the AEW World Championship. He doesn't need to be that quote-unquote transitional champion. He needs a good long run with the AEW World title. He needs a good long run with the AEW World title. I don't want to see the world title now flip-flopping with wrestler to wrestler, where you just had a long run with Jon Moxley, who held it in a briefcase all year. I want to see Heyman Adam Page would have this title and have it at the very least, to either Full Gear or at World's End. But I think all the way to Revolution, honestly, and then that's where he can drop it to MJF there. And MJF doesn't win it for Forbidden Door, and that will create his journey to get back into this AEW World Title mix. And then we have MJF, Heyman Adam Page at Revolution, kind of calling back to Forbidden Door, and we'll get that for the world title. And that's when Hangman will lose the title to MJF. MJF will hold it until All In next year, and that's when we can get Will Ospreay winning and becoming the AEW World Champion. But Heyman Adam Page definitely needs to retain and hold on to this title. He's a great champion. He doesn't need to lose. Heyman Adam Page, I think, is still going to win and still remain your AEW World Champion. I'm thinking we might even get a return from Wardlow, and he's going to reunite with MJF. That's what I'm thinking. I really do. Wardlow's going to reunite with MJF. It's going to be a little trick up his sleeve. Forbidden Door is going to be it's going to be great. I'm excited for Forbidden Door. I think Forbidden Door is going to be fun, and we're going to see a lot of great matches. So, Forbidden Door, next Sunday, I can't wait for it. I got a live watch along for that one. So tune in with me for that. Well, that concludes my review and preview. That concludes my review of AEW Dynamite, which is a phenomenal show. I thought it was great. Again, for all of you, those podcasters out there, they just criticize AEW, just loves to criticize AEW. Stop watching. Again, I don't understand why you watch something you don't like. And you say, well, you watch because you hope it gets better. Or you watch because you want it to get better. I don't want to see it. Well, if you don't want to see it go down, if you don't like it, then why are you watching? And why are you going on your podcast and criticizing and then drawing more and pushing more people away? I stopped listening to other people's opinion on things, and I just watch it myself. And if I enjoy it, I enjoy it. If I don't, I don't. I enjoy AEW. I do. Every single week. I love AEW. I love the matches in the ring every single week. I enjoy watching AEW every single week. Speedball, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight is a rising star. He's going to be a future AEW World Champion, my opinion. Willow Nightingale, Alex Windsor, Tecklin, Swerve Strickland, Okada, Ibushi. He signed a contract with AEW. Ace Austin, the new signing of AEW. Ace Austin is now elite, which I think is great. AEW has that talent in the ring, the stars, and they get the ratings. They get the rating. Yeah, me either, Johnny. Not like JD either. And it's a great one. Enjoy. It's really good. I loved it. You're going to enjoy it. But let's stop with the, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. And it's not just JD. It's other podcasters out there. They just constantly talk down of AEW. I don't understand what this company has done to deserve this hate. They put on good matches. Is it always great? No. Did they go through a slump? Yes, every company does. They're only 5 years in. They're going on their 6th year. They're still learning. They're still getting things together. They're still still learning and still building the company. And then especially after a couple years ago when you had a certain someone who was in the company, caused so much drama and chaos and division within the company. You had a split, and you had some even wrestlers leave the company to go to the other side, and then now you're still, and for a while they were recovering from that, and then that's what people want to keep bringing up is that situation because it, was it poorly handled? I agree, it was poorly handled. Tony Khan should have handled a lot better. But it is what it is. Let's move on. Let's learn. Let's get over it. Let's enjoy AEW for what it is now. And that's what I love about AEW. I just love it. Even if Hangman loses the World Championship, I still love AEW. AEW to me is one of the best wrestling companies in the world. They're number 2 for a reason. They're not going to be dethroned or anything like that. AEW is sticking around. They're going to be around forever. All elite for life, baby. I love AEW. So, in the words of the great and legendary Kenny Omega,
Just
Oh, wrong one. In the words of Kenny Omega.
goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang.
Good night, bang. All right, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you thought of AEW Dynamite. Let me know what you think, what you think of it Forbidden Door. What's it going to look like? Drop your predictions. Let me know what you think is going to happen. And again, everyone, just love professional wrestling. I do. I love professional wrestling. I love AEW. I'm going to always love AEW no matter what. I appreciate everyone coming into the chat. I thank y'all for watching this. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well for future episodes. And again, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I do. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of 2025. I'm at 137 right now. Just gained a couple more subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Please get this video and the algorithm, all of my stuff. Go back and rewatch a lot of my stuff. You can see how I progressed. I've gotten better over time with my podcast, with getting better equipment and getting the prop, getting everything that I need to make this better and enjoyable for y'all, because I just love professional wrestling. I love sitting here and just watching professional wrestling, talking about professional wrestling, connecting with everyone from around the world and talking about professional wrestling, regardless of what the three letters are. I love professional wrestling. I always will. The professional wrestling has its downfalls, yes. The professional wrestling has its misses, yes. But we can stop focusing on that, because if you focus on that, that can ruin it for you as well, in my opinion. Let's just focus on the positives, focus on what's going good, and then it'll outweigh the negatives. That's all I got to say. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. Don't watch it. If you're for one company, watch that one company. Leave the other company and their fans alone. If you love all of it like me, then keep watching it, because I just love professional wrestling. I love it all. No matter the three letters, I'm still going to watch it. No matter the name, I'm still going to watch it. No matter who's the champ, I'm still going to watch it. I thank y'all again for watching. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Just remember, everyone, love professional wrestling and have a blessed night.
Lights go down, the bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you